Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about the...
Hey guys, how's it going? Ben here, and welcome back to the Race Loot Tab series. Now, first off, this is my first armor kill of the episode, and it was the first one of the trip I was doing. Now, I decided to focus this a lot more on Armadyl and Bandos this time, just because at the end of the last episode we got some decent Armadyl loot, so I thought we might try and imitate that again, hopefully get a load of good stuff. So I thought I'd just show off my first kill just for the hell of it, just because a lot of people said they like to see the kills as well, so I thought I'd implement that in this as well. Now, I unfortunately didn't get anything off the first kill, but I did in fact get something later on, but it was a troll beam. It was a war priest piece, and I was really pissed off about that. I just thought it was such a piss take to the start of the series. I thought we'd get something good. Now, this here is my last kill, and I thought, you know, it would be really cool if I could show the whole last kill and we get a drop. Now I'm just going to say now we didn't. It was really unfortunate. I thought, you know what, I'll show it off, yeah, it's going to be all good and stuff, but unfortunately we didn't get anything. Now, that all changes later on, do not worry. I thought, you know, this is going to be a little bit dull for people who don't like God Wars, but I feel like they need to be done anyway, and I was feeling in a bit of a God Warsy mood at the time of this, so I thought, you know what, let's get on with it. So unfortunately I didn't really get anything else after that, and that was the end of the whole thing. I just killed off the minions because, you know, I was hoping for a Godsword Shard or a minion drop or something. But anyway, this is the loot we got in total, and it was pretty damn horrendous. I mean, of course, I made money on it. You know, money isn't the thing I'm after, but I know a lot of people like to see how much money I make, and that's why you watch it, not just to see the loot tab. So I managed to make myself around about 500k, which is not very good for an hour's work. I was a little bit disappointed, but not to worry, I was pretty certain my luck was going to change, and that all happened when I went to Bandos. Now, straight off, pretty early on, I managed to get myself a set of tassets, which I was really happy about. I mean, they're not worth a lot, but we need a lot of them, so I thought, you know what, it's going to be really cool to get those down and just get them done. Now, second of all, I managed to get myself an effigy, and at the time I was a little bit pissed off because troll beam and all, you know, we don't really need them and stuff, and I've got pretty much all the 99s, but then I went and got a second one, and I was furious. I was like, for fuck's sake, I need something good here. I want to be getting all these drops that are really good, and, you know, I just ended up spamming. I was like, fuck this, I am done. But then I went and got another troll beam. It was a rare drop table cold drop worth 400k, and I was done. When I got that, I was like, fuck this, I just quit. There's no way I can just keep on getting this troll shit. So that was unfortunately the last thing I got that trip. It was a little bit boring, and yeah, that was everything done. So I decided to show just how much I made, and it turned out to be not that much, but here we go. This is me doing what I did again, and when I say that, I mean, I decided to show the final kill to try and be all like, oh, if I show the whole final kill, I'm going to get something decent, because, you know, that's just how the video stuff works. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. I got absolutely nothing. So after telling out, just because the instance had pretty much ended and I'd run out of stuff, I decided to price check everything. And I mean, it depends what you think. A lot of people think that, you know, God Wars is bad money, and to a lot of people it is. To me, it's not that bad. But of course, as I said before, I'm not doing it for money. So with the tassets and stuff, which helped a lot, I managed to make myself 2.2 mil, which is not bad for an hour, let's be honest. I mean, the instance cost me 200k and the food cost me a little bit, but overall I made a decent amount of money. It was just a bit unfortunate, which is just, you know, it, but I thought we'd go back and see how well we did again, because that got pretty lucky with the beams. Now, first off, we got an elite clue, and I was like, the troll beams are just back. They are back to haunt us, and they don't want us to get anything, but I managed to get myself some gloves, which was really cool. Although they're not that expensive, they're not the best item there, I was really happy to actually finally get an item. And this one here was the final kill, and once again, third time lucky though, I decided to show the kill, and look what we got off the last kill. We managed to get ourselves another set of gloves, which was awesome. I was really cool. And also, a lot of people saying, how do I get it short with my name green there? Oh, I got a chest plate as well, forgot about that. But honestly, I don't know how it works. If anyone knows like why it shows up with my name in green when I get a drop and stuff, please let me know. But the loots just kept on coming. I got myself a helmet and the chest plate that you just saw, and it was going really well. So this was another trip, by the way. I forgot to show the whole, you know, money made from the last one. Don't worry, this wasn't all in one trip. That would have been mad if it was, though, wouldn't it? So that was the end of it, and I was kind of gutted because it went so well. I was really happy with it, but this is the money I made, and these are all the items. I kept getting a lot of rare drop things that weren't very expensive, like the lobsters and stuff, which was a pain in the ass, but I don't really care. I mean, you know, you get what you get, and that's it. But I unfortunately didn't show the bones I got, which means that you don't get to see the total amount of money I made realistically, but I did get 2.5 mil from that. Now, following this was a little bit of a tragic story, and my Drygons broke at the very start of the next trip, which pissed me off to high heavens because I just got the kill count. I don't care about the 200k, you know, I've got enough money to lose that. I was just pissed off that I just got the kill count, the thing that always stops me from wanting to go to God Wars. So I had to go back and repair them, and I did, and came back and got myself some tacits, which was awesome. I was so happy because that was like, it was just going so well at Bandos. I really enjoyed it. I was getting a lot of kills. I was getting around about 65 kills an hour, which isn't too bad, let's be honest. It's like just over a kill a minute. And then I went and got myself 113 strength, which is just awesome. I was really happy with, you know, I know it isn't really part of the series, the whole strength thing, but I wanted to show it anyway when I do get levels because, you know, 113 strength is pretty high. I even put it in the chat down below and nobody grats me for like 5 minutes. I was like, come on guys, where are the gratses? I wanted to see loads of grats come up for the video, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Now, I pretty much showed the end of this kill. I don't really know why, but it wasn't all that great. We didn't really get anything. And towards the end of the trip, nothing else really came up, which was a shame, but, you know, I've got so much loot already this episode. I was pretty happy with, you know, just getting one set of tacits that trip rather. So, this is the total amount I got off this, and sorry for saying so much. I'm really working on it. Hopefully you guys have noticed this episode, but still, I made 1.7 mil this trip, which is not too bad either. I was quite happy with that as well. Now, to wrap this up, I decided to go to Armadyl and got myself a chain skirt fairly early on, which I was really happy about. I know we've already got one, and I wouldn't have minded something we don't have, like, you know, the helmet I don't think we have, or do we have the helmet? I don't remember. Anyway, sorry, we've got so much stuff I can't even remember, but that was it. That was all I got that trip, and that was a little bit disappointing because I thought, you know, we've got something so early on, why won't we get something else later on? I was really hoping we'd get it, but unfortunately we didn't. Now, I decided to just, you know, kill off these dudes, praying once again for a God Sword Shard drop or something, but unfortunately I didn't get one. I was quite surprised that in this entire episode I didn't get a single God Sword Shard drop, because normally they're the thing you get that you don't want, but now that I kind of want them, since I need 45 of them in total over the 3 of them, I really did want them. But not to worry, I managed to make myself, and you're going to see in a minute, 4.1 mil this trip, which is probably like the best I got. I believe it is the best I made in 1 hour this episode, but it wasn't about the money, as I've said. I mean, some of that stuff was useful towards the series, but a lot of it just wasn't. It's just there, and it's just going in the tab for now. And without that chain skirt, I'd have made absolutely nothing. Now, this here is the loot tab at the moment. I decided to scroll down to the bottom just so you can see all of the God War stuff we've got so far. And you can also see that I've got myself 300 Org Bones, which means I've done 300 Bandos kills for the series, which is not bad. Now, the reason I was at Bandos so much was because I've got around about 800 kills. 1,800 kills, and as people know, 2,500 I believe is like the threshold boundary thing for the pet. If I'm wrong there, please correct me down below and stuff. Don't flame me though, bloody hellfire. But yeah, I thought, you know, we might have a chance at the pet. Unfortunately, we didn't, but, you know, there's always next episode. Now, that's all I've really got for you guys at the moment. That's what the tab's looking like at the moment, and I was thinking of working on getting some more stuff, like going to Revenants and stuff next episode, or maybe some other stuff, but I want you guys to let me know down below what you want to see. Anyway, that's all I've got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Because it's so frustrating when you get those boots, but then I managed to get the boots, which at first I was like, okay, boots, yeah, I need them and stuff, and then I went to examine them to see how much they were worth, and as you're going to see here, 3 mil, I was like, what? I do not remember them being that much. I've got a pair of them in the bank at the moment, so I was like, what the fuck is going on here?